What is happening, guys? Jay here, and we're back. I'm with Ann unboxing this amazing resin statue from Giant Studio. This is my first ever resin statue, and it's no other than the Armored Titan from the hit series Attack on Titan by Hajime Isayama, of course. I'm sure you guys have heard of this, if not a big fan of Attack on Titan. But anyway, this is a resin statue, meaning this thing is really fragile. As you can see my unboxing, it comes with this really solid crate that's made of styrofoam, and very sturdy styrofoam at that. Has a lot of tape there, so just opening it up, and as you can see, there's a lot of parts here. Not too much, but yeah, there are a lot of parts here that you would really want to be careful about, because this thing can really break since it's a resin statue. So anyways, just showing you guys here real quick these parts. So there are many sort of base parts in particular, because of course this is Attack on Titan and it's all about Titan destruction. Anyways, let's proceed to the review. So here is Reiner. Now, some reviewers would review the product by assembling it first, but of course, I know you guys want to see the finished product right away. And I have here Reiner, fully built with all of the attachments, all of the parts together. But don't worry, I will be showing you guys the deconstruction later on. So as you can see, I have here my steel ruler, and it is legitimately 40 centimeters tall as advertised when this was up for pre-order. Next, I want to talk about the nameplate, and as you can see, it's no ordinary nameplate because it's made out of steel, and this thing is really heavy and nicely detailed. You've got a very nice sculpt of the Armored Titan there, and the sculpt of Shingeki no Kyojin, the characters. And this thing's really heavy. It might not seem like it, but it's really metal. As you can see at the back, there's that great logo from Giant Studio, and over there you can see this is piece number 190. There are only 288 pieces in the world. There's a flimsy stand that I don't like, this plastic stand. It looks really cheap and feels really cheap, but yeah, nothing much to bother about. Now, here is me manually rotating Reiner because this thing is heavy. I don't know the exact weight, but I think it's 50 kilograms. 15, sorry. 15 kilograms if I'm not mistaken. I'm just basing it off of my muscle memory because it's really, it feels like lifting a dumbbell in a gym, really. But yeah, solid details, great height, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on, which we will talk about in a while. So first, I want to talk about how Reiner is constructed. Of course, that's what you want to know first. So first, as you can see here, I'm taking out the smoke effect parts from his mouth. So there are two, and for those unaware, these are like in a peg and magnet system, the way they're stuck in. So as you can see, I took off Reiner's head, and here's his very nicely detailed head. And for those again unaware, for resin statues, these work through a magnet. So this one here is a powerful magnet that magnetizes Reiner's head securely like that, which is really convenient and really efficient. So, speaking of magnets, I want to show you guys here. You can take off his hair like that, and you can see how strong that magnet is. This is really the bread and butter, or the very lifeline of resin statues, the magnet. And then over here, you have this sort of motherboard circuit or some sort. I'm sure this is for the LED lights in case you want to put it in Reiner's head. As you can see, it's hollow over here. And there's a sort of like yellow effect there that you can light up if you can wire it up. As you can see here is the head of Reiner. Awesome details. I think of all the parts here, it's Reiner's head that's most detailed, especially his hair and his eyes over there. Now, there are more smoke effect parts here that are all magnets and pegs as well. As you can see over here, this big one right there, as you can see. There is no manual here, so you really have to do a trial and error on which smoke effect part goes where. But it's really simple, like you just have to take your time, and it's kind of fun in its own way. Somehow stimulating even when you're trying to find out which part fits where. Over here, you can take off Reiner's arm here. I think this is right arm. And as you can see, I'm not going to take off all of these effect parts just because, remember they are separate parts. But yeah, you can take off Reiner's arm, and that's because you have here this awesome piece, which is the Wall Maria, if I'm not mistaken. So from the Shiganshina district, obviously in the anime, Reiner broke this thing or shattered it into pieces. But for this, the artist's take is that he's grabbing this very gate. This is the gate wall where there's the emblem of Wall Maria. Look at that. Really awesome. Look at those bricks. Look at the crack effects there. And as you can see here, this is where Reiner grabs it. Now, there's no magnet over here, but yeah, his hand fits seamlessly right there. Alright, proceeding more to the review, there are some smoke effect parts that you have to take off around his ankle here. because it's kind of fixed there. And then when you take off Reiner, you have to remove the top first and then sort of slide him from the back like this, like so. So this thing is heavy, guys. Like if you can just see the grip and my veins kind of popping out in my hand. But yeah, there's the giant magnet again with the peg. On the other feet, there is no peg and no magnet, so it's really just this front feet that really has all of the magnet to it. As you can see, Reiner's body looks amazing. My only gripe around or comment maybe about this is that Reiner feels a little slimmer in this rendition of the Armored Titan design. I think his shoulders could have been way bigger because he really looks like a football player, especially when he debuted in episode 1. For this one, he kind of looks a little more proportioned, not too much of a football player or a very big, muscular sort of bulldog type of guy. Also, his armor plates, I think, are a little different compared to the anime. Reiner goes to the greener side in terms of armor plating, but if you can see over here, it's sort of leaning to the, I don't know, the pinkish side maybe, the beige sort of side. It still looks good, but again, it kind of feels weird not seeing Reiner on the greener side because I think he's more green in the anime, but you know, that could be the artist's rendition as well. It's always nice to see some unique different touches by the artist or the sculptor for these resin statues. Alright, now next you can see here more details. Overall, Reiner looks really accurate, and I'm pretty sure you guys can confirm this thing looks like the Armored Titan for sure. Now over here, I'm showing you guys some effect parts of the base. This is a chimney, and as you can see when you look closely at the chimney smoke, this is where my comment would actually prove itself that compared to the more high-end resin statues, this statue over here is not particularly hyper-realistic. As you can see, the chimney statue looks like it came from a Mario game there, or particularly the chimney smoke. Same with this tree, it looks like it's sort of textured like a Nintendo game, but which is still good, don't get me wrong, I really like it, but I just want to show you guys that, you know, it's not hyper-realistic in detail, as you can see. Still great detail though for its art style. And as you can see, there's a big magnet there for the tree as well. And then proceeding to the base, this base is the heaviest part of the piece, obviously. It's really, really heavy, like a metal base. And here you can see where I'm talking about. First, I'll show you guys the logo here. This is the Giant Studio logo. There's a sort of handwritten thing there, 180 out of 288 pieces, again, worldwide. So very cool that you get that, and nicely printed as well. Now proceeding to the base, as you can see over here, this is what I'm talking about when I say it's not that hyper-realistic. Look at the smoke. The smoke is sort of it's sort of cartoony, if I can find a word to describe it, but it's still great, okay? The houses especially, like, again, not hyper-realistic, but they do the job. Like, there's great paint there. There's a lot of textures. I think what I mean by saying it's not hyper-realistic is that it doesn't have intense weathering compared to the other resin statues that you would see, the more expensive ones. But yeah, in terms of detail, this thing still rocks. I mean, look at the houses, how they're wrecked over here. Yeah, really, really great. Alright, so that's pretty much all of the parts. As I told you guys, it's not a lot of parts. So to assemble this, again, you just gotta pop the tree first over there, nice and tight and snug there. And then you put Reiner next again, and then of course what I said a while ago, the back feet first, and then the front feet with that giant magnet to securely put it in place. And then you put the chimney smoke over here, just put it there, and then the gate wall over there, and then the arm over there. And all of these have really strong magnets, so it really feels secure. Over here you have this big smoke effect part that you put right around his feet, as well as this small smoke effect part. And of course the other effect parts are all on Reiner's body and his mouth, like so. And there you have it, Reiner. And now I'll show you guys some size comparisons. Here is a Monster Hunter figure up to scale with the SH Monster Arts line by Tamashii Nations Bandai. As you can see, it looks really up to scale with Reiner in terms of the human size in the Attack on Titan anime. Here is Rathalos, SH Monster Arts. Here's the Ultrasaurus from Zoids. This one was my tallest piece to date until Reiner is here, measuring taller than the Ultrasaurus. Here's the Hagane Blade Liger by Good Smile. Here is Sekiro, here is Yukino Pop-Up Parade and Figma. And then here is the Nendoroid Male Hunter Zinogre. And then you have here the Amiibo Charizard. And then you have here Nergigante from Capcom Creators model. So as you can see, Reiner is huge. This thing is really gonna stand out in your collection, especially if you don't have a lot of resin statues yet and you're new to it. I think this is a great entry line for resin statues, especially if you're a big fan of Attack on Titan. It is around the cheaper side for resin statues. Not cheap by any means, but still on the cheaper side. This thing costs around nearly $300. So there you go. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Giant Studio Armored Titan resin statue. Hope you really enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts about this statue, whether you're gonna be into it or not. There's gonna be a bunch of other designs moving forward. This is Jay, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.